Joe Louis once said this to me. He said, until you die, there's nothing else to do but fight. And then when you die, that's the easiest thing. You just go out. Hey guys, I'm Alan Branch from Fitness One, and I had the privilege of training with Joe Louis for about 20 years privately. And this was some advice that he gave that just recently hit me from 15 years ago of what he gave me. And it struck me as something I felt like I wanted to share. So again, what he said, until you die, there's nothing else to do but fight. Well, in my head, when I heard that, I was thinking, man, this guy's psychotic. Well, first of all, let me back up and tell you who Joe Louis was. So Joe Louis was a martial artist, a world kickboxing champion. He was a student of Bruce Lee. He was the guy that Chuck Norris voted the greatest fighter of all time. So if Chuck Norris votes you the greatest, that's kind of like the ultimate compliment, because everybody knows Chuck Norris is Chuck Norris, right? So Louis gave some pretty interesting training to all of his guys. And one thing that was stood out about Louis is he was a fighter with a genius IQ. So this is somebody that was ultra intelligent, but he was a martial artist and also a philosopher. And he had some ideas. Some I'm sure he may have learned from Bruce Lee. Others he had just his parents were educators, and just a really smart guy. So that advice, when I originally got it, I thought, man, Joe Louis doesn't think about anything but fighting. I don't want to live like that. And then recently it just hit me. I was looking through some old videotapes, and it hit me that everything is a fight, right? And what we're dealing with now is a society of people who just won't fight. I'm too old. I'm too slow. It's too late. Is it free? Like, this is a generation of people that we have that don't know what it's like to fight for anything. So I'm not talking about just like any type of physical fighting, although that is what a lot of people choose as a way to exercise and to develop skills and things like that. And that's awesome. But what are the other things? Like, you fight for your kids, not fight for your kids, but you fight to raise them the right way. You fight for your family. You fight for your marriage. You fight when you get sick. You fight to hold down a job. You fight a tough economy. I mean, there's all kinds of things that you fight. You fight health issues and concerns, or you choose not to, which is what got most of our population where they are at this time. So we know that after age 40, you're losing muscle mass 1 to 3% per year. We hear from people in their 50s and 60s all the time who make a myriad of excuses of why they can't get up and fight. They can't fight for anything. Again, the excuses abound. I reflect back to the lesson on Joe Louis once again, and you can think it through as you hear it. Until you die, there's nothing else to do but fight. And then when you die, that's the easiest thing. You just go out. And I will never forget those words coming out of his mouth, and then not really understanding that he's meaning everything. Everything is a fight of some kind. You're fighting all of these different things throughout your life. And then when that's over, hopefully you know where you're going. It's over and you're done. But until that moment, you just fight. And dare I say, if you don't fight, it might as well already be over. What are you going to do? I mean, are you going to spend your existence sitting in a chair, sitting down, staring out a window, thinking about what you used to could do? That's part of this thing to fight. There's nothing else to do but fight. Guys, that is some ridiculous, incredible advice that I was given years ago that just now came back. And I'm thinking about it going, oh my gosh, the dude was brilliant. Everything we're doing is a fight. Now, my wife and I, of course, we own Fitness One online. I work with fitness equipment as well. We deal with health and fitness. That's what we do. And there are a lot of people that just don't take any action. They don't want to do anything. Then you've got another entirely other group of people that are the upper echelon, the top couple of percent, who understand that they've got to fight for what they want. They got to fight to stay in shape so that they can be active, so they can play with their kids and their grandkids, and they can fit in an airplane seat and then go ride on a roller coaster. I mean, there's a lot of different things that we're fighting. We're fighting poor nutrition advice. There is some poor fitness advice, but poor fitness advice is better than none, right? So there's a group of people who get that. For that other group of people that don't get it, I was thinking about this the other day too. I was driving into my neighborhood and I noticed that Joe Louis was a Marine. I never had the privilege of serving in armed forces. I've helped train a lot of them, but I never got to do that. Joe Louis was a Marine. And I was thinking about this, and as I drove into my neighborhood, I saw one of the houses lined with American flags across the top. And my brain bounces like a ping pong ball all the time. So my brain went from flag to Joe Louis to military to this. All there is left to do is fight, and then back to the military. And then it crossed my mind, the guys in the military who, along with, teachers, maybe pastors, should be some of the absolute most respected people that walk on the planet. Most of us will never see the things that they've seen. We won't have to do the things that they've done. But because they fought, you don't have to. So what kind of disrespect is it to your military to not take any action, to allow yourself to degrade into a state of where physically you are absolutely unable to do stuff for whatever your butts are? But I'm too old, but it's too late, but it's an utter disrespect to our military for them to know that what they're fighting for are a bunch of lazy people that don't want to do anything. And guys, I know I'm a little bit on a rant today, but this is some stuff that I think really can make a difference. And if you like this type of content, then please hit the like button. Maybe Facebook will share it to more people and give them an idea of a way, a lifestyle, a way to improve some of the things that they're doing. So back to the original advice, Joe Louis said, until you die, there's nothing to do but fight. And then when you die, that's the easiest thing. You just go out. So at the end, what's the Bible say? Fight the good fight. Maybe there's some relation in there. That doesn't mean you're going out physically fighting all the time, but you are going to have to fight against some things. Some of them material, physical. Some of them maybe not so much, of a different realm that you may be fighting. It could be a mental issue as well. It could be getting sick, whatever it is. You've got to decide to put up a fight at some point, or decide not, and then make life as little as it could possibly be. We see a lot of people 40, 50, 60 that have already just given up. They'll say, I'm too old. Well, I walk a little bit, or, they don't know and they're seeking advice, or most of the time, if it isn't something that's free, they just give up and quit. They don't even take any effort. They probably don't understand maybe, but that's why we're here, to try to help them understand that when you fight for your fitness, get the right activity, fight could be research, like figure it out. What do I got to do? Get some help, get a coach, get somebody, put up a fight, because what else is there to do, right? What else is there to do other than fight? These are good things, not bad. Could it be physical? Sure, that might not be so good, but would you when you have to deal with anything, let's say a virus, an attacker, an injury, your car's out of gas and you're in the middle of nowhere, wouldn't you like to be able to approach the situation you're in the strongest state that you can be? So if I have to deal with whatever, wouldn't it be nice to be at my strongest? Well, how do you get there? You have to train. What do fighters do? They train. The bulk of what a fighter does isn't fight, it's train. The fights may be 9 to 15, 18 minutes, sometimes a lot faster if there's a quick knockout, but the training is for hours a day, for weeks and months on end to prepare for the fight. You don't have to do that, but at least taking the effort to get ready to train like you're a fighter can make such a difference. Just the training. Look, there's different ways to train. We have our way. We have what we are confident works. Other people have great ways that also work. Look, there's obviously no shortage of fitness influencers and trainers online. Some of them may not have the maturity experience yet to understand what's happening as people get older. But what we understand is they're getting older and they're learning how to not fight. And when you stop fighting, everything is going downhill. So once you think this advice through, until you die, there's nothing else to do but fight. Everything's a fight. What are you fighting for? Everybody's fighting something, and everybody has something to fight for. What is it? Are you in there? Are you in the fight? Think about it, guys. Hey, thanks for watching. Thanks for joining in. If you have any questions, just comment them down below. If you like this kind of training, maybe some wisdom from Joe Louis that I can share again in the future, just comment on the video, like or share. And look, if we can help you in any way, I put a link directly to my messenger in the body of this post. Just click it, send me a personal message. Tell me if you need some help. Make any comments that you have on the video, either here or you can send it to me privately. I would absolutely love to see it. Hopefully this advice helps you, if nothing else, to get up, have some respect for yourself, get in the fight. Don't be that person that stops fighting, because if they stop fighting, it's kind of like stopping living. Now, what are you going to do? What can you do? What are you able to do? Think that through, guys. See you next time.